changing the story. I think it's about how we work with families, and I think we started to change that story, but it's about really focusing more on impact and less around procedures.
For me, I'm 18 years doing this job, and it's about working in a different way. So less focused on our paperwork and our forms and our computer systems, and more about connecting with families and children like you to make sure we're getting your wishes brought into our work.
It was just thinking differently how we can kind of, incorporate signs of safety into our practice, changing the way that we have come from and where we're going.
For me as a worker, it means really completely changing the way that you work, the way you look at social work, and the way that you engage families.
Again, it's about changing the story for children, for families, and also a huge amount about changing the story for organisations.
Going from that problem-saturated narrative and not allowing that to be the only story, and looking for the strengths.
There's a certain story that is told when it comes to child welfare, that child welfare as a whole, we work primarily to remove children from their families, and that is something that is a small part of what we do, and that is always in the extreme cases. And I think changing the story is really important, because it's not about our stories, it's about the stories of the children and families that we serve, and they all have their own individual unique story.
Doing things differently. We've been so used to doing things one way, so it's really good to think about doing things differently. But we're on a journey, but I think we're on the right journey, yeah.
I began more than 35 years ago. The youth welfare was very paternalistic and was deciding for children and families. And what excites me, what we are doing now, is that we are giving the power back to the children and the families, and that we are believing that they can make their own future.
It's actually a good theme, because it is recognising that unless we help families to change their story, then the outcome remains the same for them. So when we look at changing stories, we create hope, and when we create hope, we also create some great outcomes for families and children.
We're in a time now where we're looking at what was social work meant to be when it started out, and we're going back to that from a place where it was paternalistic and it was check-boxy, and we were told what to do, and we were scared to be too authentic with our clients and with ourselves. And so the story that we're changing is almost like going back in time and going back to where it's, I see you as a person and I hear your story, and I want to just walk alongside you to help you do this.